At this time, let's meet the starting lineup for the Staunton Braves. Leading off and playing shortstop from Trevecca Nazarene in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, number 30, Jacob Lester. Batting second, it's the DH from St. Joseph's and Glen Mills, Pennsylvania, number 34, Tim Dickinson. Batting third, the second baseman from Fort Myers, Florida, and the University of New Orleans, number 31, Jake Daltrui. In the cleanup spot, it's the first baseman from Fairmont State, number 35, Noah Canterbury. Batting fifth, the third baseman from VM High in Richmond, Virginia, number 19, Bradley Gardner. Batting sixth, it's the right fielder from Georgia Southern, number 41, A.J. Winrich. Batting seventh and doing the catching from Palmetto, Florida, number 12, L.T. Cockrell. Batting eighth, it's the left fielder, number 27, Gage Bybee. And batting ninth, it's the center fielder from Roanoke, Virginia, and the Maroons of Roanoke College, number 26, Nate Prince. The starting pitcher for the Braves from Forest, Virginia, and the Highlanders of Radford, number 33, Brecken Nace. The head coach for the Braves is Brady Bogart. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps as we honor the United States of America with the playing of the Star Spangled Banner. Thank you.
So as we get ready to get things started here at John Moxey Stadium for this rivalry game against the local rival, the Waynesboro Generals, we'll introduce you to the Braves defense by taking you on a trip around the diamond. Starting on the bump today for the Braves, Brecken Nace. Doing the catching tonight, L.T. Cockrell. Over at first, Noah Canterbury. At second, Jake Daltrui. At third, Brad Gardner. At short, Jacob Lester. And out left, Gage Bybee. In center, Nate Prince. And over in right field is A.J. Winrich. So that'll do it for the Braves defense for tonight. Let's take you to the first base side of the field and introduce you to the Generals lineup. Batting first in center field is Samuel Hunter. Batting second, playing short, Cesar Murillo. Batting third, doing the designated hitting tonight, Cole Hales. Batting fourth in right field, Kishan Frett. Batting fifth in left field, Elijah Boras. Batting sixth over at first base, Jacob Payne. Batting seventh, playing third base, Sion Barnett. Batting eighth, doing the catching for the Generals, is Jason Willers. And batting ninth at second base, Bentley Yates. Brecken Nace starting on the mound for the Braves today. Out of Forest, Virginia, goes to Radford University. He's appeared in 3 games so far this season with the Braves, 11 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts, 4 walks, 8 hits, and a .81 ERA so far this season with the Braves. He also does a little bit of hitting. But tonight, he's got the pill to get things started for the Braves. And he will face Sam Hunter, who will lead it off here for the Generals. The first pitch on this beautiful Wednesday night is up high for ball 1. The 1-0 grounded back up the middle, backhanded by Jake Truey, but it trickles in to the outfield grass for a leadoff single. So that'll bring up Cesar Murillo.
Number 2.
Cesar Murillo out of St. Andrews Presbyterian College, a senior from New Jersey. As the lefty Breckin Nace will just step over and throw to first. Try to keep Samuel Hunter close. A first pitch to Murillo. Fastball outside for ball 1. Cesar Murillo, right-handed hitter. Again, out of Passaic, New Jersey. He takes a swing and miss at that off-speed pitch, and that'll even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Murillo's batting .211 so far this summer with the Generals. The 1-1 runner goes. The throw down by LT Cockrell is not going to be in time. And Samuel Hunter is on second base with a stolen base. So runner on second now, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cesar Murillo. As Breckin Nace comes set. The 1-2. Grounded foul to the left side, and we'll do it again. Nace comes set. The 1-2 delivery. Check swing, got him around for strike 3. So Cesar Murillo couldn't hold up the swing on that off-speed pitch. And we got out number 1 here in the top of the first. As Cole Hales will step up to the dish now for the Generals with a runner on second and only 1 away. Runner goes for third. The ball in the dirt blocked by LT Cockrell. And it's another stolen base for Samuel Hunter. So 1 ball, no strikes to Hales, the designated hitter, after a stolen base and ball in the dirt. The 1-0 just misses outside. That brings the count now to 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 just misses outside again. And now it's 3 balls, no strikes to the Generals' 3-hole hitter and DH, Cole Hales. Three-0 misses low for ball 4, and Hales is on with a 4-pitch walk, and the Generals now have runners at first and third with only 1 out. As LT Cockrell will go out, give his infield the first and third sign. Kashawn Frett will step up to the dish now. The right fielder tonight. And the first pitch to Fret is in there for strike one. The 0-1 misses. The count is now 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 is swung at and missed from Kishan Fret, and the count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 swung at and driven high and deep to left field. Gage Bybee chasing after it. He'll make the grab in foul territory. Tagging is Samuel Hunter from third base. And the score is 1-0 Generals after the sac fly off the bat of Kishan Fret.
The left fielder, Elijah Morgan.
So after the sac fly, that'll bring up number 36, Elijah Boras. And he'll step into the box now with a runner on second and 2 outs following the sac fly from Hales. First pitch is lofted into right field over by the Generals bullpen, but nobody's going to be able to get to it, and it'll get down and out of play for strike one. Boras at a Colorado State University, Pueblo, senior from Lakewood, Colorado. The 0-1 is lined right back up the middle, just missing Brecken Nace. And the throw will come in from center field, cut off by first baseman Noah Canterbury. And it is first and third with 2 outs here in the top of the first.
The first baseman, Jacob Payne, number 21.
And that'll bring up Jacob Payne now to the box. First and third, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Generals lead at 1-0 after the sac fly off the bat of Kishan Fret. The first pitch to Jacob Payne is waved at and missed for strike one. So no balls, 1 strike to count to the Generals' first baseman. The 0-1, check him over at first base. Boras is back in plenty of time. The 0-1 swung at and fouled off to the left side. Count runs now, no balls and 2 strikes to the Generals' first baseman tonight. Brecken Nace looking to get out of this inning. Only letting up that 1 run. The 0-2 fouled off to the right side and into the netting up above the stands down the first baseline. And we'll do it again at no balls and 2 strikes. Nace comes set. Takes a look over at Boras at first base. The 0-2 is swung at and missed for strike 3. So the top of the first ends, but not before the Generals plate 1 across. Going into the home half of the first inning, Generals lead it 1-0.
Leading off for the Braves, the shortstop, Jacob Lester.
So getting things kicked off in the home half of the first inning for the Braves will be Jacob Lester. The first pitch from Generals pitcher Bryce Metz. This is inside for ball one. The 1-0 to Lester is swung at, missed, and that'll leave him to count 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 from Metz is grounded to shortstop Cesar Murillo. He'll field it, make the throw over to first base in time for out number 1. As that'll bring up DHing tonight, Tim Dickinson. As we'll introduce you to the Braves lineup, Jacob Lester leading off. Tim Dickinson batting second. Batting third, Jake Dowd-Truey at second base. Batting fourth, Noah Canterbury over at first. Batting fifth is Brad Gardner over at third. Batting sixth in right field, A.J. Wenrich. Batting seventh and doing the catching, L.T. Cockrell. And batting eighth in left field, Gage Bybee. Batting ninth in center, Nate Prince. The 0-1 to Dickinson is grounded, foul off to the right side. The count now runs, no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 delivery is fouled off up and over the folding chairs that people have set up over behind the Braves third base side dugout. And the count will remain 0-2. 0-2 misses just low for ball 1, as we'll take you a trip around the diamond to introduce you to the Generals defense. Doing the pitching tonight with the pill on top of the mound is Bryce Metz, catching Jason Willers. Over at first, Jacob Payne, as that ball is lofted into center field. Chasing it back is Samuel Hunter, and he'll make the grab in left center field over by the Coors Light sign for out number 2. At second base is Bentley Yates. At third is Simon Barnett. At shortstop is Cesar Murillo. And left, Elijah Borjas. In center, Samuel Hunter. And in right field, Keshawn Ferret. So that will be the Braves defense for tonight. As the first pitch to Jake Dowd-Truey misses low and away for ball 1. 1-0. Misses outside. Now it's 2-0. Is chopped foul over and into the Braves. Over into the Braves dugout. So they'll bring the count now to 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 is chopped over to third baseman Simon Barnett. He'll make the throw to first in plenty of time for out number 3. So at the end of 1, after the Braves go 1, 2, 3, the Generals lead it going into the top of the second, 1-0.
The third baseman, Sion Barnett, number 4.
So leading things off for the Generals here in the top of the second is Sion Barnett. As you guys have now seen the debut of the new graphics on the YouTube. I see my mom down there in the comments section saying the graphics are awesome. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate that. This is a new thing we got going here with this new streaming system we got. As the 0-1 is grounded down the third baseline, fair, and the backhand is missed by Brad Gardner. As it'll go off his glove into shallow left field, and Sion Barnett is on first base. Sion Barnett reaches on an error after getting the official word from the official scorekeeper.
The catcher, Jason Willis, number 26.
Can't say that I agree with the call by our official scorekeeper, but that'll bring up Jason Willers, and after the wild pitch, Sion Barnett will advance to second. So that ball between the wickets of catcher LT Cockrell, and that puts Sion Barnett on second base, as Jason Willers will step back into the box with a 1-ball, no strike count. Squares around a bunt, gets it down the third baseline, fielded by Brad Garner over to first for the out. So sack bunt for Jason Willers will push the runner over to third base.
Now batting the second baseman, Bentley.
That'll bring up second baseman Bentley Yates. Runner on third, 1 out here in the top of the second. And the first pitch to Yates is in there for strike 1. Good curveball there from Brecken Nace to get things started to the Generals' 9-hole hitter and second baseman tonight. The 0-1. Swing and a miss from Yates, as that makes the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Nace comes set. The 0-2. Ground it to the left side. Backhanded by Jacob Lester. The throw over to first. Not in time. A heck of a play over there at shortstop by Lester. Just couldn't get the throw there in time, as Bentley Yates beat it out for an infield RBI single. And the score is now 2-0 Generals.
Back to the top of the order for the Generals. The center fielder, number 38, Sam Hunter.
I mean, that was a heck of a play by Jacob Lester over at shortstop. Sorry I couldn't switch the camera over in time for you guys to see that. First pitch to Samuel Hunter is lofted into shallow left field. Caught by Gage Bybee for out number 2. My guy, intern Will, had to go down to the field for a minute. He's been manning down the iPad for me, helping me out with the stream, helping out putting up the graphics and changing the camera angles so that you guys get better views. As I'm up here trying to switch it back and forth here now. So that'll bring up Cesar Murillo, the runner on first base, and 2 away here in the top of the second. That ball is chopped off the plate into fair territory, fielded by Brecken Nace. And Murillo's on with an infield single. It's a little bit of a swing and bunt. Makes it first and second, 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Very mini Baltimore chop. A little swing and bunt off the bat of Cesar Murillo. That'll bring up DH Cole Hales, who had a 4-pitch walk in his last plate appearance. He stands in the box now. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. First pitch to Hales is fouled off, and it looks like it gets catcher LT Cockrell. As home plate umpire will go out, walk the ball to pitcher Brecken Nace to give LT a little bit of time to recover after getting hit by that foul ball. The count to Cole Hales is no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count to Hales as Brecken Ace comes set. We'll take a peek over at Bentley Yates at second. The 0-1 is lofted into right field, chased down the line by A.J. Wenrich, and he'll make a catch on the run down in the right field corner for out number 3.
All right, so let's play a little trivia.
So that'll do it for the top half of the second. The Generals played across one more. They lead it 2-0 going into the bottom of the second inning.
Go play.
So getting things kicked off here in the home half of the second inning will be Noah Canterbury after the Braves went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. First pitch to Canterbury is in there. Catches him at the knees for strike one. After a very fun little Braves trivia with the fans. And President of the team, Lance Mock, asking fans some Braves trivia questions, some baseball trivia questions between innings. Count is now 1 ball, no strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Canterbury. 1-1 is fouled into the screen for strike 2. Mets come set. The 1-2 misses outside, and that'll even up the count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bryce Metz out of Southern Wesleyan University, a junior from West Columbia, South California, as Noah Canterbury lines that ball into left center field for a base hit, the first one of the day for the Braves. And that'll bring up Brad Gardner following the leadoff single.
Now batting the third baseman, Bradley Gardner, number 19.
First pitch to Gardner is popped foul and into the stands for strike 1. Runner on first, nobody out here in the bottom of the second for the Braves. Brad Gardner out of VMI, a sophomore from Richmond, Virginia. The 0-1 misses outside. That'll even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brad Gardner's appeared in 2 games so far this summer with the Braves. He's got 2 hits across 4 at-bats as the throw over to first from Metz is not in time. Canterbury slides back in safely. The 1-1 misses low and off the plate for ball 2. And Gardner is ahead in the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. A 2-1 delivery from Metz misses inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Now to Brad Gardner. Again, he just joined the Braves here pretty recently. Played his first game only a couple days ago on the 16th against the Turks here at home, and had a single in his only at-bat in that game. Is he is now on with a walk, and there's runners on first and second with nobody out for A.J. Wenrich.
Brings up the right fielder, A.J. Waynesboro, number 41.
So first and second, nobody out for Wenrich as Mets come set. First pitch to A.J., and he doesn't square around. He'll chop it to shortstop Cesar Murillo. He'll flip it to Bentley Yates over to first base for the double play. So a 6-4-3 double play brings us to a runner on third and 2 outs here in the home half of the second as L.T. Cockrell will step up to the dish.
Number 12.
First pitch to Cockrell misses way outside for ball one. Nice stop there from Willers. Keep that ball from going to the backstop. A 1-0 misses in the dirt. A good block from Willers. And he helps out his pitcher big time on back-to-back pitches after Mets misses zone by a decent amount. On the first 2 to Cockrell. That brings the count now to 2 balls, no strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Ball grounded back up the middle, fielded by neither of the middle infielders. A little bit of a miscommunication. And L.T. Cockrell is on with an RBI single. So shortstop Cesar Murillo and second baseman Bentley Yates were both converging on the ball. Looked like Murillo was about to make a play on it, and then he just kind of pulled up. So it looked like a little bit of a miscommunication between the 2 middle infielders. Results in a 2-out RBI single for L.T. Cockrell. As the Braves are still down 1 run here in the bottom of home half of the second. And the first pitch to Gage Bybee misses low for ball 1. A 1-0 snap throw over to first base by catcher Jason Willers is not in time, and Cockrell slides back in safely. Bybee had a big day on the 15th against the Lumberjacks. Well, it was 1 for 3 with 4 RBIs. Those 4 RBIs came off the bat of a grand slam for Bybee. As the count now runs 2 balls, 1 strike to the Braves left fielder. Throw over to first base, not in time. Cockrell slides back in safely. Bryce Metz will come set. The 2-1 is lofted into right field. That'll get down for a bloop single. Cockrell is going to go all the way to third. The throw from Kashawn Frett is a bit wild. Gage Bybee is going to try to advance a second on an errant throw, but backed up by pitcher Bryce Metz. He'll throw him out at second base for the 3rd out of the inning. But not before the Braves complete 1 to cut the Generals' lead in half. Going into the top of the 3rd, Generals still lead it 2-1. So, after the home half of the second inning closes with the ever so common 9-1-4 putout. That'll bring us to the top of the third inning. Leading us off here for the Generals is Kashawn Frett. After the first pitch from Brecken Ace misses off the zone. The count is 1-0. The 1-0 pitch catches the inside corner to even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kashawn Frett flew out to left field and had an RBI in his last at-bat. His count runs 2 balls, 1 strike to the Generals' right fielder. That ball grounded hard down the third baseline, but foul over into the Braves' bullpen. As the count is even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 misses just up as the count now runs full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The 3-2 delivery is grounded to shortstop Jacob Lester. He'll field it, make the throw to first base, and plenty of time for out number 1. So 1 out, nobody on now for Elijah Borjas, who had a single in his previous at-bat. First pitch to Borjas is in there for strike 1. So 0-1 the count. That ball is grounded hard back up the middle, just past the outstretched glove of Jacob Lester and into center field for a 1-out single. So Elijah Borjas is on with a 1-out base knock, and that'll bring up Jacob Payne, who struck out in his last plate appearance back in the first inning.
The first baseman, Jacob Payne.
That ball getting just under the glove of Jacob Lester over at short. Is ranging to his left. That ball grounded right back at Lester. He'll go to down Truey over to first base. 6-4-3 double play. So that'll do it. And a quick top half of the third. We go into the home half. Generals lead it 2-1. So getting things started here in the bottom half of the third for the Braves will be Nate Prince. So Nate Prince will get us led off here in the home half of the third. Mets still on the mound for the Generals, and Nate Prince will take a look at strike 1. The 0-1 misses low. As the count now runs 1 ball, 1 strike to the Braves center fielder. That ball grounded to the right side. threw a really big 4-hole for a leadoff single. Second baseman for the Generals, Bentley Yates, was playing basically on top of the second base bag. And Nate Prince did what he should have done and hit it right where he wasn't.
For the Braves, the shortstop, Jacob Lester.
Nate Prince hit it right where he wasn't, right where he normally is for a leadoff single, as that'll bring up Jacob Lester as we flip our lineup cards back to the top of the order. First pitch to Lester is chopped back up the middle. Nice pick by shortstop Cesar Murillo to flip it to Bentley Yates, and he'll hold the bag for a 6-4 fielder's choice, as there is one out and a runner on first for Tim Dickinson.
Brings up the DH, Tim Dickinson.
So Tim Dickinson will step into the left-handed batter's box now with Jacob Lester on first base following the fielder's choice. The first pitch to Dickinson misses inside for ball one. Really nice pick and quick flip by Murillo to get the out at second base. The 1-0 misses low. 2-0 now the count to Dickinson. I mean, really fast hands to pick that ball and get it right out of his glove. We'll flip it over to Yates for the first out of the inning. The 2-0 delivery from Metz catches Dickinson at the knees for strike one. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Dickinson. Pitch from Metz, swung at and missed. A good changeup from Metz. It's Dickinson to pull the trigger pretty early on that one, as the count runs even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Braves' 2-hole hitter. Runner goes. That ball grounded hard down the first baseline, but just foul. As we'll do it again here at 2 balls, 2 strikes, as we now have a good enough video feed from the third base side camera to probably give you a little bit of a decent view from over there. We're trying to, feed keeps cutting in and out. We're trying to work with it here. Give you guys some new angles. The 2-2 from Metz misses inside for ball 3, and that'll make the count pretty full here at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. And Jacob Lester gets picked off at first base. He took off a little too early, and the rundown by the Generals gets him. So Jacob Lester caught stealing. A nice job by pitcher Bryce Metz to step off the mound and throw over to first when he got off way too far, and a curveball misses outside for ball 4 to Dickinson, and I'll put a runner on first base for Jake Dowtrui.
Brings up the second baseman, Jake Dowtrui.
First pitch to Dowtrui blocked by catcher Jason Willers. As the count is now 1-0 to Dowtrui, who's playing second base today for the Braves. Normally the shortstop, but playing second base. As Tim Dickinson will get a half a day off, and just DH today as Dowtrui will loft that one high into right field, but playable for Kashawn Frett, and he'll make the grab for out number 3. So the Braves leave one stranded here in the home half of the third. We go into the top of the fourth. The Generals lead it 2-1. So getting things started for the Generals is Sion Barnett, who reached on an error from third baseman Brett Gardner in his first at-bat. First pitch to Barnett is swung at and missed for strike one. As we open up the top of the fourth here at John Moxey Stadium, Generals lead it 2-1 here after a run in the first and a run in the second. The 0-1 from Brecken Ace is grounded to shortstop Jacob Lester. He'll make the throw over to Canterbury at first base for out number one. So Jacob Lester has seen a lot of action over at shortstop so far today. He's already made 3 putouts through 3 1/3 innings so far. So he's had a busy day over at the 6 hole. As that'll bring up catcher Jason Willers, who had a sac bunt in his first at-bat that pushed Sion Barnett over to third in the second inning, who eventually came across to score. And the first pitch to Willers is in there for strike one. That pitch misses outside. That'll even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. One out, nobody on here in the top of the fourth. The pitch from Nace is fouled off the foot of Willers, it looked like. And he'll step back into the box with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. The 1-2 from Nace misses inside and in the dirt. A good slider there from Nace as the count is even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good slider, just couldn't get Willers to chase it. Good look from Willers in the box. The 2-2 misses in the dirt for ball 3, and that'll make the count full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the throw over to first will complete the out after the drop third strike. And we got 2 away here in the top of the fourth.
The second baseman, Bentley Yates.
So that'll bring up Bentley Yates, who had a single in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 1 as he takes a swing and a miss at that pitch for strike one. The 0-1 in there for strike 2, and Brecken Ace is trying to work quick here. And its count is now 0 balls, 2 strikes to Yates. The windup and the pitch from Nace is in the dirt for ball 1. Wind up and the pitch from Nace, it misses high, and the count is now even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 delivery misses low as that ball is spiked about 4 or 5 inches in front of the plate. A little 60-foot fastball there will make the count full with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Three-two, 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the fourth. The pitch gets him looking for strike 3. So a good slider from Brecken Ace gets Bentley Yates looking as we go into the home half of the fourth. Generals lead it 2-1. So as we get things started here in the top of the fourth, we'd like to thank tonight's game sponsors, Shenandoah Dermatology and Aesthetics, Valley Subaru,
Leading things off for the Braves, the first baseman,
Moose Lodge,
Canterbury.
and Liberty Point. So Noah Canterbury will get things started here in the bottom half of the fourth. First pitch to Canterbury misses up and away for ball one. The 1-0 misses low and in the dirt for a ball two. As Canterbury's ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Bryce Metz still out on the bump for the Generals. The 2-0 misses low. And the count runs now 3 balls, no strikes to the Braves' 4-hole cleanup hitter. The 3-0, and Canterbury not even thinking about swinging the bat on that one, as that pitch catches the zone for strike one. 3 balls, 1 strike to Canterbury. The pitch from Metz is fouled off back into the screen for strike 2. The 3-2 is fouled down toward the left side over the bleachers that are up on the hill down the third baseline as that ball rolls down the hill and into the street. 3-2 the count to Canterbury as that ball is lofted foul again up and into the bleachers up on top of the hill. And we'll do it again at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mets come set. The 3-2 is grounded softly to the left side, fielded by Cesar Murillo. He'll make the throw over to first in time for out number 1. So 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth is that'll bring up Brett Gardner, third baseman. Appearing in his 3rd game this summer with the Braves, just got here, joining us this summer. He's going to go to the VMI this fall. The first pitch to him is a curveball that misses inside for ball 1. Gardner walked in his last plate appearance. The 1-0 in the dirt and outside for ball 2, and the count runs now 2 balls, no strikes. Braves down 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. The 2-0 misses in the exact same spot as the last pitch, outside and in the dirt for ball 3. So that'll bring the count now to 3 balls, no strikes. To Brett Gardner. And Gardner not even thinking about letting the bat off his shoulder on the 3-0 count. Takes a fastball for strike 1. As the count runs 3 balls, 1 strike. And a big swing and a miss at that changeup will make the count full. And we started things just like we did with Canterbury. 3-0 count, worked to a 3-2. And another 3-0 count, worked to another 3-2 here with Gardner. The pitch from Metz is fouled into the backstop. And Gardner will stay alive with a 3-2 count. William Cash and Kimberly Lee, thank you guys for complimenting the stream. We've been working on it, trying to make it better. Thank you for complimenting the graphics and stuff as that ball is grounded foul down the left field line into the Braves bullpen, and we'll do it again at 3-2. Our media team works very hard on this. 3-2. Off-speed pitch in the zone for strike 3. And Gardner is sat down looking at strikes. So with 2 outs and nobody on, A.J. Wenrich will step up to the dish. first pitch to Wenrich, catches him at the knees for strike one. And a pretty good crowd on hand here on this beautiful Wednesday night at John Moxey Stadium for this local rivalry game against the Waynesboro Generals. The 0-1 misses inside to even up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. That ball is skied in the infield. Third baseman Simon Barnett charging in and can't make the grab. Smacked him right in the palm of the glove. What he can't make the grab is A.J. Wenrich is on after the air from Simon Barnett. The infield pop-up, especially ones like that are straight up in the air, are unfortunately look the easiest to make, but they are some of the harder ones as they have a lot of backspin to them. And once they start coming back down, sometimes you don't know where the heck it's going to go. So with 2 outs and a runner on first, LT Cockrell will step in the box as he fouls off the first pitch he sees for strike one. The 0-1 in the dirt and takes a wicked bounce off the mask of Jason Willers as A.J. Wenrich is pushed to second base after the wild pitch. So the count runs even now, 1 ball, 1 strike to the Braves backstop, LT Cockrell. The 1-1 is lined to shortstop Cesar Murillo. He'll field it on a bounce over to first base, and what a play from Cesar Murillo to close the home half of the fourth. A backhanded stop in the hole, plants his back foot into the ground and fires a strike over to Jacob Payne at first base to end the home half of the fourth inning. So going into the fifth, Braves still need 1. Generals lead it 2-1. So leading off things for the top half of the fifth for the Generals is the center fielder and leadoff hitter tonight for the Generals, Samuel Hunter. So again, we'd like to thank tonight's game sponsors as the first pitch to Hunter misses low and away for ball 1. Tonight's game sponsors, CMA Valley Subaru, Shenandoah Dermatology, the Waynesboro Moose Lodge, and Liberty Point. As the second pitch to Hunter is fouled off to even up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 delivery from Brecken Nace is grounded hard to first baseman Noah Canterbury. He'll make the stop and take it to first himself for out number 1. A little Canterbury kind of slid head first and just tagged the bag with his glove. I didn't think he was going to get there in time. But he got the out in plenty of time, really. We got the first out of the top of the fifth.
Brings up the shortstop number 2, Cesar Murillo.
So that'll bring up shortstop Cesar Murillo, who closed out the bottom half of the fourth with a dazzling play at shortstop. The first pitch to Murillo is a fastball taken for a strike. The 0-1 lined at second baseman Jake Dowtree. He'll field it on a hop and make the play over to first base for the second out. So that'll bring up Cole Hales to the dish, the designated hitter tonight for the Generals. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout and a walk so far. The first pitch to Hales is fouled off to the right side over into the first baseline bleachers for strike one. Hope everyone's all right down there. That ball kind of snuck in. The 0-1 is grounded right back up the middle over the second base bag for a 2-out single. It's a good piece of hitting by Cole Hales. Puts a runner on first base with 2 outs here in the top of the fifth.
The right fielder from FIU, Keyshawn Frett.
So that'll bring up Keyshawn Frett, who grounded out to short and flew out to left field in his 2 at-bats tonight. He's up with a runner on first base and 2 outs as he fouls that one back toward the football field. Oh and 1 the count to Frett. Runner on first, 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. The pitch is tipped off the glove of LT Cockrell. And Brecken Ace is ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Nace shakes off the first sign, nods yes to the second one. He'll come set, the 0-2. Swung at, popped up over the press box, and we'll do it again at 0-2. The 0-2 delivery from Nace. Runner doesn't go. Snap throw over to first. Oh, and he's safe. The throw definitely beat Cole Hales to the bag, but Hales slid around the tag of Canterbury. A little bit of a swim move there. And Hales just barely gets back as a throw from LT Cockrell definitely beat him back to the first base bag. Hales got way too big of a secondary on that as the count is now 1-2. That pitch is hit high and deep to left field. Chasing it is Bybee, and he'll run out of room. So the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes to Frett. Brecken Ace comes set. He'll throw over. He got Cole Hales running the throw from Canterbury in plenty of time. And Cole Hales is picked off at first base by Brecken Ace. Going in to the bottom half of the 5th inning, Generals still lead it 2-1. So getting things started here in the home half of the fifth is left fielder Gage Bybee. He was 1 for 1 tonight with a single. Got thrown out at second base trying to advance on an errant throw by the right fielder as he takes the first pitch he sees for strike one. The 0-1 misses outside, and the count's even. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Braves left fielder. The 1-1 swung at and missed for strike two. A good changeup from Bryce Metz. Gets Gage Bybee to pull the trigger a little too early. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count. The pitch from Metz. Swung at and missed for strike three. And Jason Willers will throw that one around after Bybee has sat down on strikes for the first out of the bottom of the fifth.
Center fielder from the Ruins of Roanoke, Nate Prince.
So that'll bring up center fielder Nate Prince as we give you guys some scores from around the league. In the, what in the heck? Sorry about that. My computer volume was up a little. I guess up a little too loud as I was watching this stream as the first pitch to Nace is in the dirt for ball one. Hopefully that doesn't sound too weird on the stream as Nate Prince takes a wild swing at that slider for strike one. And as I was saying, going into the scores from around the league, in the top of the fifth, the Charlottesville Tom Sox lead the Culpeper Cavaliers 1-0. As the pitch from Metz comes in and it is in the dirt for ball two. As the count runs now 2 balls, 1 strike to Nate Prince. Covington Lumberjacks lead the Harrisonburg Turks 2-1 in the top of the third. And the 2-1 to Prince misses outside. As the count runs now 3 balls, 1 strike. And of course, here at Moxie Stadium, the Waynesboro Generals lead the Braves 2-1 as that ball by Nate Prince is grounded up the middle, fielded by Cesar Murillo, and another wonderful play from the General shortstop gets Nate Prince out for out number 2.
Back to the top of the order, it's the shortstop, Jacob Lester.
So that'll bring up Jacob Lester, tonight's leadoff hitter for the Braves. He'll step into the box with 2 outs and nobody on. The delivery from Metz is in the dirt for ball one. Lester 0 for 2 so far tonight with a ground out to a fielder's choice and a ground out to the shortstop. That ball is kind of hit softly out to second baseman Bentley Yates. He'll make the play over to first in more than enough time for out number 3. So that'll do it for the bottom half of the fifth as we go into the 6th inning. Generals lead it here at John Moxie Stadium, still only 2-1. So Kashawn Frett will get things started for us in the top half of the sixth after he was up to the plate when Cole Hales was picked off at first base by Brecken Nace. And the first pitch to Frett is a swing and a miss for strike one. Second pitch to Frett misses a little in as the count runs even now. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 misses outside, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Now to the Generals right fielder. The 2-1 delivery from Nace is swung at, popped, foul and out of play into the bleachers down the first baseline for strike 2. So that'll even up the count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Kashawn Frett. Brecken Nace comes set, the windup, and the 2-2. Gets Kashawn Frett on the foot, and Frett is on with a hit-by pitch. So Kashawn Frett on with the hit-by pitch, and that'll bring up left fielder Elijah Boras with a runner on first and nobody away here in the top of the sixth. Runner goes. The throw down from LT Cockerill is offline, and Frett slides into second base safely with a stolen base. So 0-1 the count to Borjas after he took a strike on that pitch. Brecken Nace comes set. That ball's chopped back up the middle, Baltimore chop style over to Jake Dowtry at second base. He'll field it cleanly and make the play to Noah Canterbury for out number 1. Kashawn Frett will advance to third. And Jacob Payne will step into the box with a runner on third and 1 out here in the top of the sixth. So heads up base running by Kashawn Frett to recognize that ground ball was hit behind him and he can advance to third. As the first pitch to Payne misses high for ball 1. The 1-0 misses low and in the dirt for ball 2. And the count to Jacob Payne runs 2 balls, no strikes. Nace comes set, the 2-0. Misses in the dirt for ball 3. And Jacob Payne is ahead in the count. 3 balls, no strikes. If you guys are watching us on YouTube and not subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so that way you guys are able to see when we go live for home games here at John Moxley Stadium. As LT Cockerill, and we'll go out to the mound, and Jake Dowtry will come in from second base to join the conversation as they talk to their starting pitcher tonight, Brecken Nace. But make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. There should be some more content coming out other than the live streams for games pretty soon. Our social media team and social media interns are hard working, gathering some mic'd up content and things like that for you guys. That'll be put out on things like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. So if you guys want to see some stuff like that, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. The 3-0 pitch misses outside for ball 4. And that'll put runners on first and third for Cyan Barnett. First and third, 1 out. And it looks like head coach Brady Bogart is going to go out and make a pitching change here as it looks like Breckin Nace's day will more than likely come to a close right here. And head coach Brady Bogart makes the official call to the bullpen, and that'll end Breckin Nace's night out on the mound, as it looks like Evan McDade will come in and do the pitching for the Braves. We'll be back after the pitching change. Runners on first and third, one out here in the top of the sixth inning. So as Evan McDade finishes tossing his warm-up pitches, he'll toe the rubber and get ready to face Sion Barnett with runners on first and third and one out. Corners drawn in for the Braves, looking to cut the run down at the plate. Should Kashawn Frett break. Bunt attempt is tipped foul by Barnett, as that'll bring the count now to no balls and one strike. So the Generals trying to put on the squeeze on that pitch. Barnett couldn't get the bunt down. We'll see what he does here. Still first and third, one out. No balls, one strike. Evan McDade towing the rubber now for the Braves. The 0-1 is fouled up into the screen for strike two. So new balls, two strikes to the Generals' third baseman, as he's looking to do some damage and add on to the Generals' lead here. McDade comes set. The 0-2 delivery misses just high for ball one, as the count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Chopped right back at the pitcher, McDade. He'll make the throw over to first. Canterbury will not make the play at the plate, and heads up base running by Kashawn Frett plates another run across for the Generals. So a little check swing grounder right back to the pitcher, Brecken Nace. He didn't even look Fret back at third base, but honestly, even if he did looking back, he was still close enough to third to get back in time. The Brecken Ace option for the out, but the Generals score another run. So runner on second, 2 outs now for Jason Willers. And the first pitch to Willers is in there for strike 1. The 0-1 is swung at and fouled into the screen for strike 2. Top of the 6th, Generals lead it 3-1 now after a fielder's choice from Simon Barnett. 2 outs, 0-2 count. The pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Good job by Willers to hold his swing. A nice block by LT Cockrell to keep that ball in front of him and prevent Jacob Payne from advancing over to third. McDade comes set. The 1-2. Off speed, driven into center field. That'll get down for a base hit. The throw from Nate Prince is cut off by Canterbury. The throw at the plate is in time! So a beautiful cutoff play by the Braves is out number 3 here in the top of the 6th. So as we go into the home half of the 6th inning, Generals did plate 1, where the Braves cut down a run at the plate. As the Braves are looking to get a couple runs here, they're down 3-1. So, as we go into the bottom of the 6th, Bryce Metz's day has come to a close for the Waynesboro Generals after 5 innings pitched, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 hits, 1 run. That run was earned, as Tim Dickinson will step into the box now against Matthew Shepard, who will do the pitching for the Generals. Shepard comes set, the 0-1. is lined into left field, and that'll get down for a base hit. So nice backside single off the bat of Tim Dickinson. Puts the leadoff runner on after the leadoff single.
Brings up the second baseman from New Orleans, Jake Daltrui.
So Jake Daltrui will now step into the box against the side-armed right-handed pitcher. Runner on first, nobody out, and Daltrui squares around a bunt, pulls it back in time as that pitch misses inside for ball one. Check, throw over, not in time, as Dickinson slides back into first safely. The 1-0 is hit high into left field. Backing up is Elijah Borjas. He's on to make the grab for out number one. So that'll bring up first baseman Noah Canterbury. We'll bring up first baseman Noah Canterbury. And Canterbury will ground that one to third baseman Simon Barnett. He'll take it off the chest, but knocks it down, keeps it close enough to still make the play over at first base. So Tim Dickinson is pushed over to second after Simon Barnett makes a tough play, knocks it down, makes a play over at first base instead of going to second. But that'll bring up Brad Gardner as he takes that first pitch inside for ball one. I was thinking Brett Gardner from the Yankees. Was not a fan of his. I'm an Oriole fan. Did not like Brett Gardner. But I do like Brad Gardner. He's a Staunton Brave. Wonderful guy. He takes a fastball on the inside part of the plate for strike one. Runner on second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth. And Brad Gardner will foul that one off to the third base side for strike number 2. A 1-2 in the dirt to even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gardner. The 2-2 swung at and grounded foul down the line over into the Braves bullpen. And we'll do it again at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two, 2 outs. The pitch is fouled this time off to the right side over by the bathrooms. And we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two outs here in the bottom of the sixth. Tim Dickinson standing on second base. The pitch misses outside for ball 3, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2 delivery from Shepard swung at and popped foul again off to the right side by the restrooms. So it's still a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth. The pitch from Shepard is grounded to the shortstop, Cesar Murillo. And he makes the play over to first base, but Jacob Payne can't make the pick. Tim Dickinson coming around to score. and it's 3-2. So Brad Gardner hits it to the, not the guy you want to hit it to so far tonight, is Cesar Murillo has been a vacuum cleaner in the 6th hole for the Generals. But this time he makes too short of a throw that Jacob Payton can't pick out of the dirt. And Tim Dickinson, being a heads-up base runner, picks that up and takes a hard turn around third base to score the 2nd run for the Braves here tonight. So the first pitch to A.J. Wenrich misses low and away for ball 1. Snap throw over to first base, not in time. Is Matthew Shepard is doing his best to keep the runners close. The 1-0 pitch to Wenrich is grounded to the left side, into the hole and into left field for a 2-out single. So first and second, 2 outs now for the Braves as L.T. Cockrell will step up to the dish. And thank you, Dad, in the YouTube comment section for the compliment on the call at the plate. Gotta give everybody shout-outs here and there, even if that one is my dad. Thanks, Dad. So Jason Willers will go out and have a conversation with Matthew Shepard, try to calm him down. First and second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The Braves have plated a run across here in this inning to make it 3-2. Snap throw over to first by Willers is not in time as A.J. Wenrich slides back into first safely. A really nice throw from Willers, trying to back pick Wenrich and catch him sleeping at first base. 0-1 count to Cockrell. Shepard set. The pitch in the dirt, and that'll even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. A 1-1 misses low as the count runs 2 balls, 1 strike to the Braves backstop, L.T. Cockrell. Runners on first and second, 2 away here in the home half of the 6th. The pitch is popped foul over the Generals bullpen for strike number 2. Two, 2 outs, 2 on here for the Braves. Looking to keep it going with 2 outs. The pitch from Shepard is lofted right at the second baseman, Bentley Yates, and he'll make the grab for the 3rd out of the bottom of the 6th, but not before the Braves plate across the run and make this a 1-run ball game. Going into the top of the 7th, Generals lead it 3-2. So leading things off here in the top of the 7th will be Bentley Yates for the Generals. That ball is lined in the left field for a base hit. So a good piece of hitting off the bat of Bentley Yates as he's on with a single.
Back to the top of the order, the center fielder, Sam Hunter.
So we'll flip our lineup cards back to the top as Samuel Hunter steps into the left-handed batter's box now. Runner on first and nobody out in the top of the 7th. He squares around a bunt. He'll get it down the third base line, fielded by Brad Gardner. He'll make the play over to first for out number 1. So Bentley Yates pushed over to second base after the bunt. And Cesar Murillo will step into the box now with a runner on second and 1 away here in the visiting half of the 7th inning.
The shortstop, Cesar Murillo, number 2.
Runner on second, 1 out here in the top of the 7th. The pitch from McDade is in the dirt for ball 1 as LT Cockrell will go out and have a conversation with his pitcher. Following the mound visit from LT Cockrell, Cesar Murillo will step back into the box now with a 1-ball, no strike count. The 1-0 misses in the dirt for ball 2. And the count is 2 balls, no strikes to the Generals' 2-hole hitter and shortstop tonight, Cesar Murillo. The pitch from McDade catches Murillo at the knees for strike 1. And that'll bring the count now to 2 balls, 1 strike. Evan McDade gets his sign and comes set. Takes a peek over at Yates at second base. The 2-1 is chopped over the outstretched glove of the third baseman, Brad Gardner. And the Generals' third base coach will hold Bentley Yates at third. And Cesar Murillo is on with a 1-out single. So that'll bring up designated hitter Cole Hales. As Hales will now step into the batter's box with runners on first and third and 1 out. Cesar Murillo at first following the single. And Bentley Yates over at third. Evan McDade comes set. Murillo breaks for second. The throw down from Cockrell is not in time. And Bentley Yates will come across to score after the throw down from Cockrell. So a double steal for the Generals. Plates another run. So 0-1 the count now to Cole Hales, runner on second base following the double steal. That off-speed pitch driven into right center field. A.J. Wenrich is on to make the grab for out number 2. And Cesar Murillo will stay at second base after not tagging up. So that'll bring up right fielder Kashawn Frett. So he'll step into the box with a runner on second and 2 outs. Generals have extended their lead over the Braves now, 4-2. The pitch from McDade is swung at and missed by Kashawn Frett. A good off-speed pitch there from McDade to get this at-bat started. The 0-1 delivery catches Kashawn Frett right at the knees for strike 2. So Evan McDade ahead in the count now. No balls and 2 strikes to Kashawn Frett. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Braves looking to get out of this one and leave Murillo stranded at second. The pitch from McDade is grounded to the shortstop, Jacob Lester. He'll make the play over to first base for out number 3. So the Braves do leave that runner stranded at second base, but the Generals do plate another run across as they extend their lead back to 2 runs. Braves are down 4-2 as we head into stretching time here at John Moxley Stadium. So as we get things kicked off here in the home half of the 7th, Gage Bybee will lead us off. Matthew Shepard still on the mound for the Generals. The first pitch to Bybee is up high for ball 1.
Leading things off for the Braves, Gage Bybee.
The 1-0 misses outside again as the count runs now 2 balls, no strikes to the Braves left fielder tonight, Gage Bybee. Bybee will foul that one off over the press box and toward the wigwam where you can get your Staunton Braves merchandise. Two balls, 1 strike. Now to Bybee. The pitch from Shepard in the dirt for ball 3. Is that ball must have hit the plate and just popped straight up over both the catcher and the umpire to hit the backstop net. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Bybee. The pitch from Shepard is swung at and driven deep into right center field, chasing Kashawn Frett back, and he'll make the grab about 5 feet in front of the 355 sign out in right center. So Bybee gave it a bit of a ride, but he's back to the bench after flying out, and that'll bring up center fielder now, Nate Prince. So Matthew Shepard gets the long leadoff first out as Nate Prince takes strike 1 from Shepard. The 0-1 is grounded off to the right side, fielded by Jacob Payne. He'll take it to the bag, first base bag himself for out number 2. That ball got Nate Prince off the hands. Looks like it hit him right on the handle of the bat, and that ball just kind of trickled down the first base line, and Jacob Payne just picked it up, fielded it himself, and took it to the bag himself as we flip our lineup cards back to the top with Jacob Lester stepping into the box against Matthew Shepard. First pitch to Lester, it misses outside for ball 1. A 1-0 misses up high as the count now runs 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 is fouled off over toward the Braves on deck circle, as that'll bring the count now to 2 balls, 1 strike. Some scores from around the league in the top of the 9th. The Charlottesville Tom Sox are down to the Culpeper Cavaliers, 3-2. And in Harrisonburg, pardon me, in Harrisonburg, the Covington Lumberjacks lead the Turks 7-1. The 2-2 delivery to Jacob Lester misses inside as the count runs full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The 3-2 is lofted into center field. Coming in is Samuel Hunter, and he's not able to make the grab as that ball finds some grass. Little bloop single for Jacob Lester. Puts a runner on first base for the Braves with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th.
Number 34, Tim Dickinson.
So that'll bring up designated hitter Tim Dickinson, who was able to give his glove the day off today as he's DHing for the Braves tonight. Shepard comes set. First pitch to Dickinson misses outside for ball 1. It's like Matthew Shepard, I'm not sure exactly what just happened, to be quite honest with you. I know he balked, but I don't know what exactly. He stepped off before stepping off, so a balk will put Lester on at second. So runner on second and 2 outs now for the Braves. As that pitch gets Dickinson on the hand, and Dickinson's on with a hit by pitch. So it looks like the umpires are going to come together and talk about the hit by pitch. The balk from Matthew Shepard, he went to go throw over to first. He did step off, but Jacob Payne wasn't holding the runner on at first base. So when you saw that, he can't throw it to Jacob Payne, because if he throws it to Jacob Payne off the bag, it's a balk anyway. So he optioned to hold on to it and just put Jacob Lester on second base anyway. And after the umpires come together and talk about it, they keep the call and award Tim Dickinson first base after the hit by pitch. So that'll bring up Jake Dowd-Shuey with runners on first and second, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch from Shepard misses inside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to the Braves' second baseman. A 1-0 is foul off over by the restrooms. As I'm just giving some news about something that's going on in the Oriole Yankee game that I'm not too happy about. 1-1 to Jake Dowd-Shuey, misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. That ball lined right back up the middle, hits Matthew Shepard, but he's still able to make the play over to first base. I hope he's still all right. He's running off the field like a gazelle after getting hit with a comebacker, so I'm sure he's doing all right. As we end the home half of the seventh inning, Braves strand 2. Generals lead it and going into the top of the 8th, 4-2. So as we get things started here in the top of the 8th, Evan McDade's night has come to a close. And Mason McDowell will take over on the mound in the top of the 8th for the Braves. So what I was talking about earlier is PA announcer for the Braves, Leighton, who's a Yankees fan. I'm an Oriole fan. Gave me the news that Gunnar got hit by a pitch, and I was a little bit upset about that.
Leading things off for the Generals around your Boardhouse.
A little bit upset, but it's all right. The Orioles still lead it 4-1. As Leighton sits back in his seat smiling, as he knows the Orioles are better. As the first pitch from McDowell is low for ball 1. No, that's not going to happen, Leighton. That will not happen. And that pitch up and in to Elijah Boras gets off the bat. Did it hit off the bat? I heard it hit something, but umpire signaled ball, so 2-0 count now to Boras. Make it 2-1 after Boras looks at that fastball on the outside part of the plate. A 2-1 foul off to the right side over by the Generals' first base coach, who can't make the play as that ball trickles into the Generals' bullpen. Mason McDowell, the 2-2, is popped up in shallow right field. Charging is A.J. Wenrich. He's camped under it, and he'll make the out. So with 1 out, nobody on, Jacob Payne will step up into the box now for the Generals. The first pitch to Payne is outside for ball 1. Again, we'd like to thank tonight's game sponsors, CMA Valley Subaru, Shenandoah Dermatology, Waynesboro Moose Lodge, and Liberty Point. So thank you to those organizations for sponsoring tonight's game. As the 1-0 pitch comes in and misses low to make the count 2 balls, no strikes. Mason McDowell toeing the rubber now for the Braves after he took over in the top half of the 8th as Jacob Payne grounds that ball past third baseman Brad Gardner into left field for a 1-out single. As that'll bring up Sion Barnett with 1 away and a runner on first base. So with 1 out and a runner on first, Sion Barnett will step into the box. Pitch from McDowell is grounded down the third base line, but foul for strike 1. And I know some of you guys commented about the graphics earlier. Wanted to give Mike Klein a shout out. He made the graphics for tonight's games. They will be the graphics throughout the rest of the season. We'll use those for in between innings and after outs are made and things like that. So big shout out to Mike Klein for making those awesome graphics. As the 1-0 pitch is fouled off for strike 2. Really kind of elevates the viewing experience, I feel like, for the fans, which is really cool. Kind of makes it feel a little bit like you're more watching a Major League broadcast rather than just a college summer ball broadcast. So we appreciate the hard work from Mike Klein on the graphics as the 0-2 pitch misses outside for ball 1. McDowell comes set. The 1-2 is hit high in a right center field. Chasing it back is center fielder Nate Prince. And he's on to make the catch in right center field for out number 2. So that'll bring up Jason Willers, the catcher tonight for the Waynesboro Generals.
The catcher, number 26, Jason Willers.
Willers is 1 for 2 tonight with a strikeout and a sac bunt. His sac bunt pushed Sion Barnett to third base all the way back in the second inning, who eventually came around to score. As the first pitch to Willers is in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-0 misses outside for ball 2 as the count runs now 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 is popped foul and into the football field for strike 1. So yet again, another beautiful night here at John Moxey Stadium. A really good crowd on hand for the local rivalry game against the Waynesboro Generals, who lead it here 4-2 in the top of the 8th. The 2-1 fastball misses up high, and that'll bring the count now to 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner on first, 2 outs. As McDowell comes set, the 3-1's big swing and a miss from Willers for strike 2. So 3-2, 2 outs. With Jacob Payne standing on first base for the Generals, he'll be going with the pitch and get a bit of a head start. As McDowell comes set, the 3-2 is swing and a miss from Jason Willers for strike 3. And Mason McDowell leaves the 1-out single stranded at first base as we go In the home half of the 8th inning, the Braves need 2. The Generals lead it 4-2. So leading things off now in the home half of the 8th for the Braves will be Noah Canterbury, as he looks to get things going for the Braves offense as they're down 4-2. Big swing and a foul ball off to the third base side for strike 1. Matthew Shepard still in the game for the Waynesboro Generals after taking over for starter Bryce Metz in the 6th inning. The 0-1 misses low to even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 is fouled into the picnic area over down the third base side as the count runs 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 misses outside, and the count's even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 is lined into left field for a base hit. So Noah Canterbury on after the leadoff knock, and that'll bring up Brad Gardner with a runner on first and nobody out. As it looks like Waynesboro Generals head coach is going to come out. Looks like C.J. Harrison is getting warm for the Generals down in the bullpen. Not sure if a change is going to be made here yet. The head coach has not called for one. And a call will not be made, but C.J. Harrison will still get warm down in the Generals bullpen. As again, Brad Gardner will step into the box with a runner on first and nobody out.
Brad Gardner.
So middle infield for the Generals, pushed back and pinched up the middle, looking to turn a double play ball. First pitch to Gardner is skied high and deep into center field. Samuel Hunter chasing it back, makes the catch with his back up against the left center field fence out on the Dockery and Rizzo Chiropractic Wellness Center advertisement. As we got out number 1 here in the bottom of the 8th.
It's the right fielder, number 41, A.J. Woodrich.
To dead center field here at John Moxey Stadium is 360, and over in right around left field it's 355. So I imagine it's probably about 358 to the wall where he made that grab, and I think that ball was hit. 358 feet. As the count now is 0-1 to right fielder A.J. Wenrich. A big swing and a miss, so will make it strike 2. And Wenrich is behind the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Noah Canterbury still on first base. The 0-2 swung at and missed by Wenrich for out number 2. As L.T. Cockrell will step into the box.
The catcher, number 12, L.T. Cockrell.
He'll step into the box with a runner on first and 2 outs. And he'll take the first pitch he sees outside for ball 1. Throw over, not in time. As Shepard's trying to keep Canterbury close over there at first. The 1-0 fouled into the backstop for strike 1. The 1-1 misses in the dirt for ball 2. As the count runs now 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 is fouled back for strike 2 as that evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs and a runner on first here in the bottom of the 8th. Braves looking to try to make something happen here. Shepard looking to shut it down. As a 2-2 misses inside, as that'll make the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and with 2 outs, Noah Canterbury will get a head start over at first base. Snap throw over to first to keep Canterbury close. We'll slide back in plenty of time. The 3-2 misses low for ball 4, and L.T. Cockrell is on with a walk. So first and second now for left fielder Gage Bybee with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th.
Left fielder, Gage Bybee.
So Gage Bybee out of St. Bonaventure University will step into the box with runners on first and second and 2 outs. The pitch from Shepard is high and tight for ball 1. Shepard comes set. The 1-0 misses outside. Snap through over to first, not in time. As the count runs now 2 balls, no strikes. Tell you what, the Generals doing a good job of holding the Braves runners close when they get on. A lot of pickoff attempts from the pitchers and snap throws from Jason Willers behind the dish as the 2-0 pitch is fouled back into the screen for strike 1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 runners on in the bottom half of the 8th. And that ball is popped up over the press box for strike 2. Two count, 2 outs, runners on first and second in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch misses outside for ball 3. And Gage Bybee will step into the box with a 3-2 count. Runners on first and second will get a head start. 3-2 count, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. The pitch to Bybee is grounded to the right side, fielded by second baseman Bentley Yates. He'll make the throw over to first for out number 3. So at the end of 8, The Braves are down to the Generals 4-2.
The Braves strand a pair. Leading things off for the Generals. Bentley Yates.
So leading things off for the Generals in the top half of the ninth will be Bentley Yates. As Mason McDowell still on top of the mound for the Braves. First pitch to Yates, misses inside for ball one. As Leighton, our wonderful new PA announcer here at John Moxie, has informed me that the score of the oral game is now only 5-4. And Giancarlo Staunton just hit an absolute rocket, unfortunately for me. 2-0 the count now to Yates. 2-1 after a big swing and a miss from Yates. Of course, Leighton, a Yankee fan, me, an Oriole fan, we have to mess with one another up here in the box while the two teams are going head-to-head. But Leighton truly does an amazing job here with the PA at Moxie Stadium as the 2-1 misses up high for ball three. He does a wonderful job doing the audio and the organ soundtrack and the music between innings, as well as announcing the batters and all that good stuff that great PA people do. The 3-1 right down the middle for strike two, and the count is now full to Bentley Yates. The 3-2 just misses inside as LT Cockrell was ready to throw that one around. But the home plate umpire said, nope, that's ball four.
Back to the top of the order, the center fielder, Sam Hunter.
So Sam Hunter will step back into the box for the Generals, tonight's leadoff hitter for the Generals. He steps in with a runner on first and nobody out. First pitch to him is popped up to the third base side. Under it is Brad Garner, and he'll make the play for out number one. So after a pop out to Brad Gardner, Cesar Murillo will step into the box. Waynesboro looking to extend their lead again. Braves looking to shut them down and get the offense going in the bottom half of the ninth. First pitch to Murillo is a strike right on the outside corner. Catches Murillo at the knees. One 0-1 the count to the Generals shortstop and two-hole hitter tonight. Throw over by McDowell, and Yates is back in plenty of time. Count is still no balls, one strike to Cesar Murillo as McDowell comes set. Runner goes, the pitch. Throw down from LT Cockrell is in more than enough time to catch Bentley Yates trying to swipe second. An excellent throw from the Braves backstop LT Cockrell. He even popped up out of the squat for that one. He just threw it right from his knees. A perfect throw down to second base from Cockrell as we have two down now and nobody on here in the top of the ninth. The 1-1 delivery to Murillo misses up high as the count runs now 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 misses in the dirt as that'll run the count now 3 balls, 1 strike. As it sounds like there's a couple Ric Flairs down around the backstop around John Moxie. The 3-1 misses tight for ball 4. So the count, sorry, not the count. That'll bring up Cole Hales with a runner on first and 2 outs. As the Generals are looking to add a couple insurance runs. I'll give you some scores from around the division. The Charlottesville Tom Sox defeat the Culpeper Cavaliers 4-3. As the first pitch to Cole Hales is lofted into right field. A.J. Wenrich chasing it back, and he'll make the grab for the 3rd out of the top of the 9th. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. The Braves need 2 to keep it going, 3 to end it. Generals lead it 4-2.
Leading things off for the Braves, the pinch hitter number 10, Frankie Carreras.
So pinch hitting now for Nate Prince is Frankie Carreras. So Carreras will get things let off here in the bottom of the ninth. And C.J. Harrison is now on the mound for the Generals as the first pitch is up high for ball one. And yes, Michael Miller, the Braves do rule. The 1-0 misses up high again for ball two. So the count to Carreras, now 2 balls, no strikes after he's come in to pinch hit. .3-0 now the count. And I can't imagine the bat comes off the shoulder of Frankie Carreras here with a 3-0 count. And the 3-0 is in there for strike one. The 3-1 to Carreras is low for ball four. So Carreras is on with a walk as we flip our lineup cards back to the top with Jacob Lester. And pinch runner will come on for Carreras. Number 28, Cameron Cole, will now do the pinch running.
Your attention, please. Pinch running over at first for the Braves is Cameron Cole. And at the plate, the shortstop, Jacob Lester.
So Jacob Lester will now step into the box with a runner on first and nobody out in the bottom of the ninth. First pitch to Lester misses outside for ball one. Lester 1 for 4 tonight with a single. The 1-0 misses low and in the dirt, and a nice block from catcher Jason Willers to keep that in front of him. Brings the count to 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 in there for strike one. Fastball catches the top part of the zone as the count runs now 2 balls, 1 strike. Cameron Cole on first after Frankie Carreras came in to pinch hit. And strike 2 to Jacob Lester. We'll even up the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Frankie Carreras came in to pinch hit for Nate Prince to lead off the ninth, and after a walk, Cameron Cole came on to pinch run for him. So Cameron Cole is on first base. As the count now is 2-2 to Jacob Lester. C.J. Harrison on the mound now for the Generals. He'll come set. The 2-2 misses high, and the count is now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Generals lead at 4-2 in the bottom of the ninth. Cameron Cole on first base after Frank Carreras came in to pinch hit, and ball 4 is issued to Jacob Lester, and they got first and second and nobody out. It looks like head coach for the Generals is going to go out and have a talk with his closing pitcher, C.J. Harrison, as it looks like there's some action going in the Generals bullpen. Kamal Freeman Jr. out of Campbell University is getting hot down the first baseline out in right field in the Generals bullpen.
Now batting for the Braves, it's the DH, Tim Dickinson.
So stepping into the box now for the Braves is 2-hole hitter Tim Dickinson. He steps into the box with runners on first and second and nobody out. He squares around a bunt, pulls back, and home plate umpire calls strike one. Cameron Cole standing on second, Jacob Lester on first, following back-to-back walks issued by C.J. Harrison. The 0-1 squares around, and a fastball up and in. Causes Tim Dickinson to pull it back for ball one. The 1-1 in Dickinson. He squares around, gets the bunt down the first base side. He pushes it past the first baseman to the pitcher for an infield single. You couldn't have tossed that ball any better if you were Tim Dickinson, as the bases are now loaded for Jake Dowtrui. A perfectly executed bunt from Tim Dickinson will load the bases for the Braves here in the bottom of the ninth. So the corners will play in on the cut for the Generals. Middle infield will be pushed back, playing for the double play ball. And the first pitch to Dowtrui is up high for ball one. C.J. Harrison comes set. The 1-0 pitch to Dowtrui. Curveball low to make the count. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 misses outside. The count now 3 balls and no strikes. C.J. Harrison having some trouble finding the zone. The Braves doing their best to take advantage of it. Harrison comes set. The 3-0. Right down the middle for strike one, as Dowtrui was taking all the way on that pitch. 3 balls, 1 strike. Bases loaded and nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth. Generals trying to hold on to a 2-run lead, and ball 4 is spiked and in the dirt. And that 2-run lead has turned into a 1-run lead. A bases loaded walk issued by C.J. Harrison. And the Generals head coach will come out and make a call to the bullpen. And Camu Freeman Jr. will come in to take over for C.J. Harrison, following 3 walks and an infield bunt single. We'll be back after the warm-ups. Bases loaded, nobody out. Braves only down by 1 with Canterbury due up. So as the Generals infield disperses, as well as the Generals outfield, again, for the last time, we'd like to thank tonight's game sponsors, CMA Valley Subaru, Shenandoah Dermatology, Waynesboro Moose Lodge, and Liberty Point. So with the bases loaded and nobody out in the bottom of the ninth, Noah Canterbury will step up to the dish. So the entire Generals infield drawn in. On a ground ball, they're looking to cut the run down at the plate. Now pitching is Cole Hales, the designated hitter, as Canterbury takes strike one. So I thought it was going to be Kamal Freeman Jr. He did come jogging onto the field, but the head coach said no, he wanted the DH. So the DH is now pitching. The 0-1 grounded to the right side and through. 1 run will score. The second run being around. Here's the throw from Kashad Brett, not in time. And Noah Canterbury walks it off for the Braves.
And that's the final score. Staunton 5, Waynesboro 4. All right, fans, tonight's final contest was won by Steve Randolph with a time of 10:01.
So the Braves walk it off here in the ninth. And not only do they just walk it off on a random Wednesday night in June against their local rival, they walk it off on head coach Brady Bogart's birthday. So how about that? How can you not be romantic about baseball when you see stuff like that? So Noah Canterbury walks it off for the Braves in the ninth. And they take this one 5-4 against the Waynesboro Generals. We'll be back here at Moxie Stadium on Saturday, June 22nd, when the Braves take on the Charlottesville Tom Sox. Get your free tickets at McDonough Toyota and Eagle Point Log Homes. Those are the two organizations that will be sponsoring Saturday the 22nd's game. You can get your free tickets there. Again, McDonough Toyota and Eagle Point Log Homes. Get your free tickets for Saturday, June 22nd's game there. And, I mean, what a night for the Braves. Really couldn't get anything going on offense until the ninth. A couple of walks, perfectly executed bunt from Tim Dickens, who eventually came around to score the winning run. And Noah Canterbury does the rest and walks it off for the Braves in the ninth. Again, they don't do it on just a random Wednesday, June 19th. They do it on head coach Brady Bogart's birthday. So how about that for some John Moxie Stadium magic? Again, we'll see you back here at Moxie Stadium on June 22nd. Thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, go Braves.